they're shipping in, and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials.
Panda bears. Clearly they're fake.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all make sure you guys watch from start to finish. Y'all know that really helps the channel grow. And we've been growing. Y'all appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. But with that being said, let's do what we all came here for. Let's address the elephant in the room. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Oh, and one last thing. One last thing. I saw this shit pop up the other day. Obama goes on some random podcast that nobody's ever heard of and just happens to drop, oh, aliens are real. Yeah, tell me that shit's not fucking orchestrated. Right in the middle of the biggest pedophile ring exposed in the fucking world. All of a sudden, we're gonna drop that aliens are real. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. Fucking aliens. Fuck off.
Whose face that is on the wall or the walls, which is creepy. Can you imagine going into the dentist's office and that's
What is that?
That's the dentist's office at Epstein Island.
And do you know what Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend went on to do as a profession?
What?
A dentist.
Oh, isn't that
so
weird?
The last woman he dated before he died was a woman who went to dental school, practiced dentistry, and they have a dental. And there were reports that they were pulling the teeth out of the children. They were calling them blowholes. That was according to one report of a survivor. In the files, they pulled the teeth out so that they couldn't bite back during the sexual assaults.
Think about that. Think about that. You have a dentist's office to pull the teeth out of kids so they don't bite you and fight back. And then 2 for 1. When you, God forbid, kill these freaking poor kids, there's no evidence of their teeth. Because when people die, Pat, it's not the skull's nothing. It's your teeth. The dental records is how they identify you. So, and I know, and it's crazy. The more and more you're hearing, the trap doors, all the parties, all the people, and all these names. That's the only messed up thing is they redacted everybody's name. Why can't we see who these people were?
Leonardo DiCaprio's been implicated. New ones today is huge email list of him and Woody Allen talking about, yeah, you know, I'm mainly on a human diet. I'm cannibalism. It's really made me lose weight. I grind the bones up for fiber. And then they talk about in other emails, the last tranche, about, yeah, I've been on this cannibalism diet for a while, but now I'm going to get off this for a while.
Wow. And this is in the emails?
In the emails.
Ouija board and we wrote a song.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is in the emails. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm super busy. I barely have enough time to come in here. I have to wake up at 4 o'clock. It's 5:30 right now to come do these videos. So I don't have time to go through these files, y'all. Like, this stuff is really in the files? This is really in there?
So we wrote a song about pretty much everything that we did.
Right.
And we stopped playing the Ouija board because, like, we was sitting on a bunk bed and Lazy was asking who was going to die first in his family. And he was like, when he found out it was somebody that he didn't want, so he threw the Ouija board, and then they picked it back up, and then beds started falling down. So a whole bunch of stuff started happening.
So some real shit.
Right, I ain't fucking with that shit no more. So,
right.
you know, we learned our lesson hands-on. And then when Eazy-E, he was like, y'all got to do that song, man. I like that Ouija song y'all did, man. And then he started talking backwards. And then after he passed, here comes the marketing and the promotional train, and here comes the company.
Right.
You know what we need to do? Let's make some money off of it. So they put that mysterious back in the days when, you know, CD covers and reading CD covers was the thing to do. So, you know, that it manifested from there, and it, you know, I think it was a whole lot of.
Did you feel like?
As the shooting is sort of finishing, like right around 10:14, 10:15, 10:16, air traffic control starts asking the helicopter operators, because there's these tour operators that are apparently launching tour helicopters at the time. It's like, hey, Sundance or Maverick, can you see what's happening over at that concert over there? What's going on? I see a lot of, it's like police lights and stuff. And they're like kind of chattering back and forth of like, yeah, I think the concert just got out. But unbeknownst to them, 60 people are dead on the ground and the shooting has already fully happened and everything is, you know, at least that part of everything is done. And then they start to get, like, in the next like 8 minutes, they start to realize what the hell is going on. And then air traffic control starts rerouting everybody and starts trying to deal with it, keeping the runways clear. And then it's like the 30 minutes later where air traffic control comes through and says, we have an active shooter on the runway. And then they ask to turn the lights off. So that's where it became like, if helicopters are shooting people, you need to figure out where those helicopters came from, because they almost certainly didn't come from these tour helicopter operators.
Right.
Where we haven't even talked about the shooting that happened in those hangars, by the way, that was
There was a
reported.
shooting in the hangar.
Multiple people reported shootings in those hangars and in other hangars in the airport as well. But we can come back to that.
Wait, were those? Do we know anything about those shootings?
All we know is that there were 3 different 911 calls that came in sequentially that were from relatives and friends of people that were in the hangars, because apparently the people in the hangars were trying to call 911 and couldn't get through, almost as though they were being jammed or something like that. Somehow got comms out or something, and so it was like a boyfriend of a girl that was in there, and it was reported that there was a woman down who had been shot. We don't know if she died or not. We don't have an autopsy from any woman that died in those hangars, but it was that a woman had been shot, and that there were gunmen in the hangars somewhere, and there was a bunch of civilians trying to hide from them, trying to sort of like run and hide from.
Okay, it's JoJo, right?
Watch her eyes.
And,
I slowed it down so you can see. Watch. You see that? She wasn't squinting. And then afterwards, she looks a little confused, like, oh, it took control again.
If Jeffrey Epstein is no longer supplying girls and boys to the elites in their sadistic playgrounds,
what I said.
Who is? Because there's no way their appetites just all of a sudden dried up. Somebody's doing the job. Why is nobody asking this question?
So about 5 hours ago, Elon posted you can take a picture of your medical data or upload the file and get a fucking second opinion from his AI. And I'm not going to sit here and say that AI probably doesn't have all your medical data anyways, but don't upload your fucking medical data.
There have been even more disturbing facts coming out against Mark Laita, the owner of Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah, the place you wanted to send me was back on Skid Row. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
There's also this clip.
So this means I'll never get that lap dance we talked about?
No, I have devoted my life to God, honestly.
You were such a fun girl.
I know.
What's also alarming to me is that in my last video, I talked about how Mark interviewed a 13-year-old child who was being trafficked by her mom and her mom's boyfriend. Mind you, he's 65. She was in a see-through top. He censored it on YouTube and then put the uncensored version behind a paywall. This child's story is horrendous. He did not once call the police. He did not once call CPS. He has done nothing to help this child, right? So there's a fine line. At what point is it exploitation instead of trying to help people? At one point, he even made a comment that her story was pretty neat. It also brings into question, can people even consent to these interviews when they're under the influence of drugs, alcohol, mental health crisis? I know a lot of people get defensive and think that Mark is truly trying to help these people, but at some point, I don't know, I feel like there's a very thin line between trying to help people and share people's stories and then also exploiting people, especially 13-year-old children.
I know why they had all those insane asylums back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. Because of motherfuckers like me, trying to tell people the fucking truth of our world and what is going on. I'm gonna end up in an insane asylum because we are in the Great Awakening. And if more motherfuckers like you guys don't wake the fuck up, I'm gonna end up in an insane asylum. Fuck.
Speaking of simulation, I saw this dude give a story on TikTok to where he went to Bluff City, Utah. He said, but what I experienced there had me question if we're in a simulation.
Uh-oh.
He said we were at this hotel, and then we went to a grocery store and then a restaurant. And he said it just, people were weird acting. Like they're just like not expecting someone to come in. For instance, he went to the hotel clerk and he said, hey, can we get some towels for our room? She's like, oh, actually, I don't know where they're at. This is my first day on the job. And then he went to the store and something wasn't working.
Weird.
And she's like, I'm so sorry. This is my first day on the job.
Weird.
And then he went to a restaurant and the card wasn't working. And she's like, I don't actually know how to work this machine. This is my first day on the job. And he's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey on the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then another guy who duetted it, he didn't have a story like that, but he said he stopped in Bluff City and he saw this hitchhiker girl walking on the side of the road, but his car was packed. He's like, I can't pick her up or whatever. No. He said 30 miles down, the same girl.
Stop it.
If we learn nothing else from the Epstein files, we learn that.
It's your boy, Wes the Wave. Back another video. Say we got a legend. Kat, how you doing, man?
Doing good, thank you.
Yes, sir. Starting out with the first question. You talked about ownership being the real freedom. What's one contract mistake you see young entertainers still making today?
A lot of times it's just getting in the contract itself. Like a lot of times what it is you're asking somebody else to do, you could be doing that and you would reap a far more benefit than what you're giving away in equity.
You've proven telling the truth can cost opportunities.
Yeah.
How do you decide when speaking up is worth the risk?
Always worth the risk. Always worth the risk. If we learn nothing else from the Epstein files, we learn that.
That's
I appreciate you.
And one more question.
Yep.
No.
He said two.
He said two.
Yep.
That's two.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
In your documentary, you mentioned like sneaking in the Illuminati.
crazy,
party.
huh?
How was that like being like? Would you be able to talk about that?
No, it's on the Netflix special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went to a Illuminati party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Atlanta has shaped hip hop culture.
I'm sorry, that was three.
Okay.
That's crazy, right? Like, even Cat Williams got a handler. You know what I mean? The pimp, the boss, the I don't follow no rules. I expose people. He's got a woman telling him, no, that's it. No more. You can't. Right? And then this guy with the microphone, you know, he has his manager that, you know, I can't go to Cat Williams' show and bust out an interview for you guys with Cat Williams. He ain't going to do that, right? You got to pay. Not only do you got to pay, you got to know somebody that knows him to sit you in the room with them, y'all. Like, it's just all these people that get all these views and all that. It's not authentic. They got managers. They're in Hollywood. They got managers that put him with Cat Williams to get that interview so he can get more views. But at the end of the day, he's not in control, just like Cat Williams isn't in control, as we just saw.
Ryan Reynolds guy that was extremely likable at one point. You thought he was a cool guy. I saw a clip with him, the way he talked to a kid, and it was so rude. And I'm like, wow, look how bad his Q score is today with his wife. What's his wife's name?
Blake Lively.
From
Blake Lively. Gossip Girl.
Age of Adeline or whatever it is, whom I loved in that movie. I saw Ryan Reynolds talk to a kid on the red carpet, the way he spoke. Rob, you have to play this clip.
He changed when he had some entrepreneurial success, Pat. And I read an article that he just has this huge ego, like unbelievable because of an entrepreneurial success he had. But up in the venture capital community, it's like, dude, you were born into this investment world on third base and you think you hit the triple.
Go ahead, watch this.
Hi, little guy. What's up? What's going on? I know. It's like I'd get halfway down there and be like, I'm a monster. I know. I'm so sorry. What's your question for me, buddy?
Hi, Ryan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let's skip to the question.
Why is there so much Chipotle mayo on your Tim Hortons breakfast?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I wish I had some control over that. But you know what I can do? I can send a strongly worded letter to the chef over at Tim Hortons. Consider it done, young man. What's your name? Liam? Okay, Liam. I'll make it downright vicious. But I'm gonna just say it's from you though.
One last thing, I don't feel like the true awakening will happen until y'all start to look at Michelle and Barack differently. They're still being praised everywhere. I just seen on Twitter that they showed up at one of the NBA games and they got on the big screen, and that video on Twitter has 22 million views and like hundreds of thousands of likes.
But is it
and
authentic?
retweets. And I'm like, oh yeah, just when I thought that y'all finally got it, y'all don't get it. Y'all still don't get it. And it's unfortunate because like, what the hell? I think that humanity will survive if you start working together and stop putting people in categories and in boxes because they don't agree with you. Just listen. Be willing to open your freaking ears. But yeah, I've been looking into web. Shout out to Ian Carroll. Dope app. I'll come back here with all the information. Follow by the page.
A lot of people on your platform have died. A lot of people on your platform is no longer with us. You took a lot of losses when it comes to your platform I'm talking about, right? It's like everybody that interview with you, come on your platform, they're dead directly after the interview. Why?
I'm talking about why.
I just want to know.
I don't know why. I think why it's a dumb question.
No, it ain't a dumb question. Like, people come on my platform all the time, they don't die after. They go on no jump and talk about them, they don't die after.
You asking me why?
Yeah, why? Is it something, are you keeping up enough commotion?
What a good question,
enough
right?
friction to where
What a
people
good
die
question.
once they hear them on your platform because you're so big and you know what you're doing, to where people come speak, now they gotta die because your platform's so big. Is DJU platform killing all the artists in Chicago? Right.
Yeah. That's up, man.
Right. I mean, you know,
On some real,
you know for single-handedly getting the whole world snorting Percocets.
No, I'm not known for that.
See, no one was doing that before they saw it on DJU. No one ever saw that. I never saw it before. You are responsible for that. You are the main reason why a lot of people are doing it now.
And I was like, oh, we just protected drug dealers, thing. Yeah. And people would be like, nah, you're a conspiracy theorist, bro.
No, here's me doing it.
There. Yeah, here's it's my favorite picture ever.
Here's me dropping $11 million off to a drug
here's
dealer.
me at a opium farm.
Yeah.
Like, here's me doing it. Like, we're defending this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a gunfight
He's one of the
here.
good guys.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
He just happened to grow opium.
One of my favorite pictures.
There's no correlation there. There's no correlation to that. The number one provider of opium for the world was Afghanistan, while the world's strongest, mightiest military controlled all of the airspace over that country for 20 fucking years. Yeah. We certainly had nothing. They just shoved that shit in their assholes and smuggled it out to Europe. For sure.
Yeah.
It's in Looney Tunes. We're a drug dealer. That's what we are. The United States government is a drug dealer.
Yeah,
I know I'm on like a whole thing right now, but it's crazy. The 2 times he had heroin or opioid-based epidemics that just rip through the countries when we're in Vietnam,
Crack
which is
too.
the Golden Triangle, or the whatever triangle is the Golden Triangle.
Yep. I think so. The green triangle is California.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But
The
like
Bermuda
Vietnam's the
Triangle is
number
where you
one
lose
producer
airplanes.
of heroin and opium for the world, and we invade Vietnam, and all of a sudden the world gets dumped with heroin, and then
Weird.
we do the exact same thing in Afghanistan. But if
you say.
So when you search
Cocaine,
Palestine,
all
TikTok
that, y'all.
immediately gives you suggestions. When you search Congo, the same thing happens. Trending terms, related topics, and so on. When you search Iran, the search bar goes completely blank. No suggestions, no adjacent terms, nothing. So it's interesting to see which causes TikTok chooses to amplify, which ones quietly disappear. Make of that hierarchy what you will. Although TikTok is eager to suggest what really matters to its users. Spiritual psychosis. For example, how to know if there is a demon attached. Leave America now.
still
Interdimensional
there.
beings sightings today. Beware of the man who speaks in hands. And what TikTok does get right in the suggestions category, why is TikTok giving weird suggestions? So that's interesting, but ongoing civilian suffering, documented human rights violations in Iran receive practically nothing. No visibility, no information trail that's afforded to other countries in crisis. Now we all know TikTok clearly amplifies certain causes through its algorithmic choices, that's clear, but what remains unclear is why certain real-world crises are being silenced this way.
Panda bears.
Clearly they're fake.
Literally.
No.
Do you want to hear my argument?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not saying they're like fake. Like I think that animals exist that are. I just think they're like Shih Tzus. They're like completely lab, like bred to be that, because they only ovulate like 3 days a year. They sleep or eat 23 hours a day. They can't defend themselves. They only eat bamboo, and a group of them is called an embarrassment of pandas. And they don't exist in Chinese history before like 1870.
Interesting. And like, how do they survive? They seem like such an incompetent like animal that no way they could survive.
They're and this is one of those things where if I say it, people are like, "Oh, you're an idiot." And like every couple of weeks, someone will text me like, "Dude, look at this video. They literally are like retarded."
I'm gonna go find some panda videos and send them to you now.
Yeah, they just like roll down hills.
Did you see the video? I think it was China. They put dogs and painted them like pandas, and they were taking them into the zoo, and they got in trouble. It was amazing.
Dude, everyone writes it to me. I'm like, okay, every panda in the world's owned by China. I'm like, so like they own the genetics of it. They started rolling it out in like 47. They sent everyone a panda. It was called panda diplomacy. Pan is like the demon, like pan, like pandemic, pandemonium. I think they might have been bred to eat bamboo because bamboo is hard to clear.
So maybe they wanted to clear the bamboo.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, well, they're black, white, Asian, and docile. Let's roll this out as like the model citizen,
Perfect for Asia. Yeah. It seems a little crazy, but it's possible.
Dude,
the fact of them surviving makes no sense. Like how the fuck's a panda
Dude, they don't
gonna survive?
ovulate. They don't F.
Yeah, they won't breed in
They
captivity,
won't
right?
breed. They
won't
can't
fuck,
get
they
them
won't-
to F. They're like, they're lazy. I've always despised them. And so I'm like,
everyone else
dude.
thinks they're cute, and you're like, fuck these pandas.
Oh, dude, people are like, oh, save the panda. I'm like, dude, they're useless. I despise them.
Yeah, they are pretty useless. They're just cute, but
Allegedly.
the dog ones were cuter. The
Dog pandas. I think red pandas were a valid species, but I think they've been bred into an abomination.
That is a big fat lie. Pandas do not exist. They don't exist in people's homes. They don't exist in the wild, but they do exist in the zoo. The first panda to be discovered was in the 1920s, and the first panda to be brought over to the US was in the 1930s by this woman. And you know how I feel about women. So you're telling me in over 4,000 years of Chinese history, they've never seen pandas until the 1920s? Bro, even in the Chinese zodiac, they have a dragon. Dragons are real, but pandas aren't. They've been lying to you about animals. This is called a fake animal. They have fake animals in zoos just to gain popularity, gain money, gain traction. But look at this picture. That's a stuffed animal. But they make you think it's real. The majority of pandas you see in zoos are just fake. They're animatronics, they're puppets, they're people in fursuits. They use everything they can to make you believe pandas are real, and they get so much funding for it. But you will never find amateur footage of them in the wild. You'll get Animal Planet, you'll get nature photos, videos of people who run the show or whatever, and they'll make fake videos of it, but you'll never see amateur videos of it. You will never discover a panda.
I don't think I ever have.
You're telling me this animal only eats one thing. It can only eat, and it only mates one time a year. Bro, this is the fakest animal you'll ever discover. Even faker than dinosaurs. Like, they will use people in fursuits, monkeys in fursuits. They just paint dogs. It's not real. If you know anything about the Shilluminati or their symbolism, what panda eyes mean, like, you start to understand everything they do is fake, and just to make money, and just to make you believe in their lies. They love it when you believe in their lies.
I don't think pandas are real.
Like the actual, like, black and white pandas?
Yes. So pandas, they were officially on the brink of extinction during like 1980. It was about like probably 1,100 pandas even left on the planet Earth.
On the Earth?
Yes. They're indigenous to China. And then the numbers finally spiked up during 2014. They ended up getting to like 1,800. During that time where pandas started to decrease in population, the number of abductions in the Chinese culture rose. A lot of kids were getting abducted. When you pay attention to 2014, during China, they started this new venture capital initiative where they started funding a lot of technological like advances. Uber's app was developed, fucking TikTok was developed, and ended up springing up through 2014.
That's crazy.
And then that's when pandas started increasing in population. So I think personally, a couple of them are abducted Chinese babies. Couple of them are robots. That's just what I personally
think. Man, what's in your fucking vape pen, man? I need to smoke what he's smoking, because this nigga is making no sense to me. I want to follow this man with my spirit, but I was like, no, you lost me there.
So supposedly the second round of buyouts are going out now. I think it's supposed to be like 150,000, no matter the years of service. But apparently our union said no, that it's against the contract, which it is. Them offering us a buyout was against the contract in the first buyouts. But I don't know, man. There's so much discourse between UPS and the union and the workers and the workers and UPS. So UPS has effectively become a clusterfuck. And I'm getting a little nervous, not about how I stand in the rankings, like I have enough seniority that I'll be fine. But I'm more getting nervous about the union's longevity at UPS because of the way that UPS is going at right now.
It's going to be gone.
And there's been a lot of changes. Like, I guess Carol Tomei wants to shift us to a medical business where we only ship medical supplies, which doesn't make sense because we've been one of the biggest shipping conglomerates for 120 years. And I don't know, it's just the way things are going are a little scary. There are people that are getting laid off, and I feel really bad about those people. Like, that's really shitty. We have quite a few people that we're trying to make it to where they don't have to get laid off, so a lot of us are taking extra vacations. But it's just like, protect yourself, protect your job, do what's best for you. Don't do what's best for UPS. Do what's best for you as a person. That's all that matters. Do what's best for you, best for your situation, best for your life. That's all I have to really even say about it. Just continue to, I don't know, make the best choices for you. UPS seems to have it under their, like, I don't know, the way that they think is that we have to do what's best for them. And I'm sorry, but UPS doesn't really give a shit about us as people. So I don't really feel the same way about them. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. That's my opinion on it. It's kind of shitty. And yeah, do what's best for you.
You know, coming from an ex-sorter UPS brother, right? They're under contract, right? Like where I'm at now, Amazon is not delivering personal packages, right? It's still UPS, FedEx. That's how it was in Arizona. When I was working at UPS back in like what 2010, Arizona didn't have its own Amazon drivers. So UPS did that. We had a lot of flow. At night, the trains would come and we would unload the trains and we'd have tons of Amazon. That's all that would be coming out, Amazon packages. Well, guess what? That contract had ended in Arizona. Now they got Amazon warehouses everywhere. Now they got their own personal vehicles, right? Amazon vehicles. So they lost a lot of business over there. It's happening. Once those contracts end, they haven't ended here, right? UPS is still delivering. They got a lot of business out here. Once that contract ends here, Amazon's done with UPS, right? They're not going to pay. They don't want to pay UPS all that money. They're going to do their own, get their own drivers and pay them $15 an hour, right? So that's why UPS is getting ready for that, y'all. They're going to get rid of that union. It's only a matter of time. They're already breaking the contract. They're not supposed to be doing those. They don't care, right? The union's not doing nothing about it. So once they figure out how to get rid of that union without facing consequences, is done. The drivers are going to start getting $15, $20 an hour. And hopefully those people that have that seniority are grandfathered into what they have. I don't know how that's going to work, but you know, would you guys take that 150?
Well, let's talk about tunnels. And if you're new here, one of my favorite things to talk about is the tunnels underneath the United States. Today, I want to talk about the tunnels underneath Disney. Disney has confirmed that there's tunnels underneath the park and they're utility corridors. Supposedly, cast members use them to move around without breaking the illusion. And you know that could be true. You don't want to see the guy underneath Mickey walking around without his head, and you don't need to see the trash moving from place to place. But some of you other crazies, along with me, may remember the time when a family let their child go to the bathroom alone. They took too long, and supposedly they went in there and there was a tunnel opened underneath the floor that someone was trying to take their child into. And obviously this was just a rumor. There's no official story that you can find about this incident happening. So many people go missing within the parks, and there's always rumors of stuff like this happening. You know, and someone else that's in the news right now could take advantage of all these kids coming up missing in Florida. You know, the place where he happened to be too. And you know, this is where the internet starts connecting little red strings on a corkboard. You know, because the state that guy happens to be in, there also is a giant children's park with underground corridors. You know, this mystery thrives more on geography and imagination more than documented proof. But when you hear hidden tunnels in Florida, you start to think about stuff.
They literally unalived him to our faces on national television and had the world laugh, allegedly. Look at this.
This was in 2015.
Not like this. Wait, he's moving.
What the heck? Oh, this was his
How
roast.
do you explain this?
They literally did the fallen angel and resurrection ritual to us. This is the roast of Bieber in 2015, and for minor infractions he did, they threw his abuse in his face and did a humiliation ritual on the stage in front of all of us to see. You think the people on the stage didn't know what he was going through? They knew, and they were in on it. But they got a paycheck, so it was okay. We were all programmed and conditioned that what's happening isn't happening, and that this is all his fault.
They're shipping and trafficking and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their ass on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead.
Now, Orlando Brown says he was trafficked to the island at just 17. He says his mental breakdown was actually a mask to survive as sick networks of elites. Now, in this video, Orlando warns about a disturbing panda eyes ritual that marks the victims. But the scariest part, he just revealed the specific initiation act that forced him to do.
I mean, they showed us in the movie. What was that movie? Was it Get Out? Jordan Peele and the other dude, right? That dude was Get Out. They showed us how they take, what was it? They took the brain out and put it in somebody else's brain, and they were like trapped. And they showed us the surgeon has in his house down basement. He's got that. He puts them to sleep like a real, like you're at the hospital. Like they show us in the movies, y'all. They show us in that Get Out what they do.
When visiting New Orleans, I told y'all once and I'm gonna tell y'all again, please be
Man,
very
my allergies
mindful.
already.
Especially downtown on Bourbon, the French Quarters, and all these popular tourist attractions. Okay, think it's a game. So recently there's this video of this man downtown enjoying, and it's this older guy that come up to him and he's basically like trying to make him tap his elbow, y'all. And I'm talking about they're literally directly in front of each other, like elbow to elbow. Like the old man could have easily did it himself, but no, he insisted that the man do it. And a lot of people believe that he was trying to do a destiny swap with him. And y'all think it's all fun and cute because, you know, you're out having a good time, you're drinking, and for the most part, people are intoxicated when they're downtown. So that's why it's so easy for other people to basically take advantage of you while you're down there. This place is very spiritual. And this stuff gets very deep. I'm not saying that everybody in NOLA that does voodoo or practice this type of magic are evil and do it for evil intentions, but there are people that do it for evil intentions. I even seen this video of this Caucasian boy that went downtown and he was talking to this voodoo practitioner and she took a piece of his hair and he was just kiki and thought it was just so funny. Okay, it ain't gonna be funny when you wake up a frog for real. But like all jokes aside, y'all, the energy in New Orleans is very heavy. And some people aren't that spiritual, and some people can't see these things. Some people can literally feel it, but I'm telling y'all, it gets real. And it's not just like this just in New Orleans. It's like that in Savannah, Georgia too. I used to live down there, and I'm telling y'all, you can feel the energy downtown. But yeah, if y'all not busy, y'all need to go look up that video of that man literally, like I'm talking about, he was straight up begging him to tap his elbow so he could read his fortune. Why you want to read my future and stuff so bad? Like I said, they were literally like right beside each other. He could have did it himself, but no, it wouldn't work. The other dude had to have done it. And luckily he didn't do it. Because he would have woke up as the old man would have woke up as him. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. And if y'all ever experienced anything crazy.
Let's see if our beef here is left. There we go. Sit that in here. Let's let that sit.
What is it supposed to dissolve or what?
Let's let that sit for a couple of minutes. Ew, you see that? Wait, let's sit there. Let's take a good look at it. We gonna let this sit. Let's check on it. Ew, that looks nasty. And this, ew, you see all of that? Let's get a glove. Got our gloves. Now let's touch it. Let's see. Is it lab coat? It's still a little frozen, so I'm gonna let it still sit here. I don't know. I can't really see.
You busy?
The front. Let's see. Let's check on it now. It looks. Ew. Oh. Is this lab grown, guys? Let me know.
I thought you were going to tell us.
Is it lab grown, y'all? Ew. Yo. Let me know what else y'all want me to put and see. Ew.
The largest electrical site on planet Earth is the Three Gorges Dam in China. It's the largest concrete structure ever created by humans. It has a nominal nameplate generation of about 22 gigawatts. In practicality, it makes about 17 gigawatts. Huge, huge energy facility. It distributes these through massive electrical cables that snake all throughout China. We have a pipeline coming down from Canada called the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline is a pipe about this wide. It's standard steel, about that thick, and you can calculate how much energy does that thing push. The Keystone Pipeline moves about 50 gigawatts of continuous power. So about 2 Three Gorges dams tunnels. We can call it a Six Gorges Dam if you want. 2 to 3 times the Three Gorges Dam worth of power in a pipeline that's this big.
Wow.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
1, 2.
I used to have a crush on Hannah Stocking back in the day,
What?
yo.
What? No. Checker, where you going?
Right, it is currently 1:17 in the morning.
Yeah, no thanks. We went out the week before. I ain't dealing with all that. Nope. Did it once, never again. I ain't no sucker.
That's why I love history so much, because once you find out that this world is a circle, you can never get lost. Like, you can look at certain things and it'll tell you what's going to happen later, like with amazing accuracy. Yeah, like that's how I knew that things like what you showed me with Hastings, that those were real things.
Yeah.
It's not.
They've always been real.
Everybody who has ever been killed in one of those ways, there was a financial benefit to it. It was obvious. It was easy. You know where it came from. It's just that they do a good job. But how is that difficult if that's your job? Like they do this really well. They do it worldwide.
Also, this guy fucked with the worst person you could fuck with. A high-ranking, beloved general who's in charge of trained killers who love him. And you don't think he could put one of those dudes on you with a coffee meeting? Just have a sit down at Starbucks with no phones on you?
I know everything's man-made. Like, I know that, like, everything is, it's like a metropolis. Like, it's almost like a simulation, and it freaks me the fuck out. It's definitely soulless. Like, what's holding the buildings together, it's like fake. It's not real. What? It seems like... Wait, you're right. There's just like the dirt pile. It seems like a Hunger Games arena. No, it's crazy. And they just drop shit. Like, you're like, oh, I wish I could go camelback riding. And it's like, dirt. ATV. It's actually a little unreal.
This wouldn't happen at the farmer's market. That's all I'm saying. And it tastes better from there, too.
What's the number that it's like, oh, you living comfortably here in California to afford a $900,000 home? Be honest.
If you're W-2 350, because think about by the time federal, state,
that's crazy, bro.
Our gas price. We talking about the gas, an extra $1.50 a gallon you got to pay.
And just wait till that goes up, because it's gonna go. I mean,
Valero's the last one out, right? I think Valero's the last one out by like, and it got 2-3 more months.
well, my good friend Mr. Chad Bianco said, "Get ready. You're gonna start paying like $8 a gallon."
Yeah. I mean, why would you want to live there? I mean, like these guys, like I said, these people move to California, to LA, because they get the managers, they get the agents, they get put in the rooms with people. You get interviews like that, right? To get views, to get money. But to make I'm probably living better than somebody that's making $350,000 a year in LA. I'm probably living way better, way more comfortable, way more money left over at the end of the month, way more. And they're making triple whatever more than I am. But like, why would you live? I moved out of Arizona because I couldn't afford and California is another step above. I moved out of Arizona to Texas because I'm like, I want to live comfortable. I had to leave my family and all that, but doing that, I created my own family and created a new life out here, and it's beautiful. But I couldn't live in California paying that much money, and we got a clip coming up, a John Hicks clip riding around on a Suron, or was that yesterday? That might have been yesterday when he was riding around LA, and that's what you're driving by, and you have to make that amount of money, and that's what you're driving by. That was yesterday's video.
Kidding.
No thanks.
There's literally miles of caves under Kansas City. Miles. Just goes on. That section over there doesn't even have lights, but goes on for miles. You can see vehicles barely back there.
It's crazy.
Miles and miles and miles. Some lights go back there, but not very far. But directly under downtown Kansas City, all the way out to Independence.
And it goes deeper than
Miles
that.
of cave system. Yep. And that sound played over everything.
Would you cheat death by stepping out on this rock formation it is? This is in the Norwegian countries, and it's about to fall any second. The world's top scientist who studies sediments has said, do you look at that crack up there? This thing's going to fall any second, but it's been 120 years since they've been saying that. And so now it's become a cultural thing where Norwegian residencers believe that if you step out onto it, you get good luck because you're cheating death, so you're accruing luck. Well, now it's become a huge tourist spot, and they're all going there to get luck. And a lot of people say it's real, and it brings wealth into your life. It brings happiness. And so I'm curious, would you do it, or are you going to stay far away from this?
I was passing a McDonald's and I was looking at the logo and I'm like, what does McDonald's even mean? Like, what does it stand for? Is there like something behind it? And I thought about it and I'm like, MC, missing children. Missing children, especially with all the stuff that I've been seeing lately. We know.
He got all the.
I mean, they got the McDouble, the McNuggets. For at first, I was like, okay, you're reaching MC, like, but then they call everything the McFlurry, the Big Mac, right? Everything is Mc. I don't know. Could be reaching.
Records, and he started going through, and he was like, "There's some really."
I
weird
love
stuff
411,
going on
man. Missing 411.
in national parks.
I used to hike listening to those things.
There was a guy you used to have on your podcast, and he was huge for a long time, and I think it still is. It's remember those missing cases, right? That's a big deal. And I was always like, anytime I heard anything about that, I always was enthralled with it because some of the stories were demented.
Yeah,
like kids appearing 500 miles away.
Yeah, in the snow.
But that guy always had you edged because people would always go, "What do you think's going on?" I can't remember it, but it was like missing.
Yeah,
missing 411. Yeah, missing 411. He got all the park records, and he started going through, and he was like, "There's some really weird stuff going on here for how many people were missing in national parks."
There is, but
there's
the
Joe.
reality is.
Like, it used to be so crazy, that missing 411, y'all. Like, they used to, like, I put it as, I used to run this mountain in Arizona damn near every day since I was like 16. I knew that mountain like the back of my hand, right? Now I used to go with my brother-in-law, and we give each other like a 2-minute head start, so we're not, on each other's ass, because that would bother us. So, he'd give me a 2-minute start. We ran this mountain since I was 16, y'all. Know it like the back of my hand. That's like me starting off on that trail we run forever. I know it. And then he's going 2 minutes behind me. Never sees me again. Never. I disappear. I know that mountain. Like, that's what that missing 411. Things like that happen. Hunters that know mountains like the back of their hand go missing. They find their clothes neatly folded. They find teeth 10 years later after they did a grid search. You know what I mean? Like, crazy things on those missing 411 cases.
You glorify. Watch this.
Boosie killed 9 people, went to trial for 5. Used a 16-year-old to kill 5 people, and this kid didn't make over $50,000. He paid $2,000 per hit. And people saying God on his side. You're a damn lie when he got a 15-year-old doing life in prison. And by the way, I helped work on that law to try to get this kid out. It's why this is personal to me, nigga. Why he picking on Boosie? Because I fight to get Marlo Mike out, nigga. He'll die in there as a baby. 10 years old with 9 bodies. He went to go tell because he couldn't sleep at night. Boosie sleep good at night because he didn't pull the trigger. That baby can't sleep, nigga. Are you throwing your pool party? That baby had 9 bodies, nigga, at 15 years old. And he committed them all. He had to get it out of his heart, my nigga. That's why he went to the police and told. And y'all got more mercy for Boosie. Why I want to get him in the boxing ring and punch on his diabetic jaw.
What did Iraq have to do with what? The attack on the World Trade Center. Nothing. Except for it's part of, and nobody's ever suggested in this administration that Saddam Hussein ordered the attack. Iraq was the lesson of September 11th is take threats before they fully materialize, Ken. Nobody's ever suggested.
For the others who think the invasion was to stop Iraq from developing nuclear weapons and instruments of mass destruction, well, guess what? Iraq wasn't.
The main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction.
We
Turns
thought.
out he didn't, but he had the capacity to make weapons of mass destruction.
If you have an iPhone, critical public service announcement from the DB show. Update your iOS. Major update from Apple. They had some kind of spyware infiltration, some major attack. Make sure you update your phone. I did it this morning. Haven't seen from the other side the threats. It's a big deal. You can look it up. But there was some Apple spyware update. Some of the stuff they can do out there with this new technology is absolutely incredible. Make sure you update it.
In every high profile case, you get two things. You get evidence and you get noise. I am probably the expert in this category because obviously I've worked one of the most high profile investigations, Benghazi, which I can tell you has a lot more noise at times than evidence. The biggest and most high profile case in the country right now is that of Nancy Guthrie, the missing mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. The one thing to be very clear about is evidence always moves slowly, or at least it moves so much slower than you want it to. And then of course, noise is instant and it never stops. These two things are occurring in the same world and they arrive together in the same space. They could move at different speeds.
Nick Shirley, I don't think he's a very intelligent individual. I think he's a phony. I think he's an imbecile. I think he's a guy that goes over to Ukraine in the middle of the war and makes videos that even he would say are like mocking the war. So he's not to be taken seriously. He's a young kid who just knocks on some doors of some childcare facilities without knowing their business hours, without having any evidence that they're actually committing fraud. And he only does this to get clicks and make money. You know, you look at Elon Musk and you look at JD Vance, who have pumped it up, hundreds of millions of views. I just think he's a right-wing grifter. Nick Shirley's not doing that because he cares about fraud. If these right-wing grifters out there care about fraud, then what about the Trump pardons of over 20 people
I say
that
do
have
them both
committed
if you're going to
billions
do
of
it.
dollars in fraud and they don't have to pay back any restitution? So I don't take any of these people seriously, and I think if these Somalians were quite frankly people that looked like you or me, I don't think this would be happening. I think it was orchestrated with somebody's help like Elon Musk.
True.
I do think there was some behind the stuff scenes going on, and it turns out that guy David that was walking around with him is a right-wing political operative.
That's what I say, y'all. This guy's paid for by the people on the right. The political game. If you really want to expose, you're going to expose both sides because it's not just one side doing it. They all are in every state, every city, every county, every city hall, every single little place in America, probably all over the world. But let's just speak for America, is doing this fraud. Every city hall, even in those little small towns, city hall, those budgets they get, it's not going where it's supposed to be going. I'm sure written in the law, only a certain amount has to go to what it's going to. I don't know the laws, but that's just me guessing, right? If you're going to expose, really expose.
I'm at my new job, and these Section 8 people are living better than me.
Like this right here.
They in an apartment with concierge, a penthouse, a gym, yeah, and they don't pay nothing, or they pay $20. I'm paying $1,500 to $1,700 in rent for a shoebox, and they ain't gotta pay nothing. I'm about to quit my job. I'm gonna have a baby or two. I want to be in the penthouse too.
What about TSA stopping the screening for the bombs?
If they would have never said anything, it might have been okay. But they basically said, we're not scanning anymore for the shoe bomb. And then they started saying the locations. And Al-Qaeda, remember, the only problem with the shoe bomb is it got a little moisture in it and it didn't go off. So they fixed the problem really quick. But we jumped in, the US government, and put really enhanced, detailed screening in for shoes. So Al-Qaeda's like, it's not worth it doing the shoe bomb. That's what happened in the past. Well, 6 months ago, DHS and Christy Noem is like, we're not scanning for shoes anymore. That was foolish. Well, Al-Qaeda's like, good. We're going to put the shoe bomb back on the table. So they have prototypes right now of the new shoe bomb they're testing. So the shoe bomb's coming back because we are dumb enough to say we're not screening for it anymore.
Not only dumb enough, but we're going to start it at these airports. LAX, Roosevelt, the New York airport, Florida airport, Miami airport, right? The biggest airports. This is where we're going to test it, right? We're going to see. We're not going to test shoes here at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, everybody. We're not going to, that's how they did it. That's pretty much 12 o'clock on Tuesday at LAX. We will not be testing shoes.
10% of all
Netflix viewers, which basically means everyone who has a
Sick of
Netflix
this
account
crap,
would have to
man.
watch it, and then 10% of them would have to watch it again.
Okay.
And then they were like, well, that's obviously like impossible.
Yeah.
Apparently one movie has done it. One movie has the equivalent views of everyone on Netflix plus 10%.
That's insane.
I'm going to let you guys guess what
It's
movie
gotta be
it
a
is.
kid's
What
movie,
Netflix
right?
movie it is.
Can I ask questions?
No, just guess. Think of all the big Netflix movies that you can think of. You each get one guess.
Obviously,
I'm not spending half an hour on this.
Netflix original.
Yeah.
Netflix original movie.
Mm-hmm.
110%.
I can't even think.
Seems
Because
impossible.
when they were talking about it, I was like, that's bullshit. That's not possible. And then they were like, yeah, one movie did it.
I'm going to take a random stab in the dark.
I'm not going to, until you've all guessed, I'm not going to say who's right.
I'm going
by
to
the
take a
way.
random stab in the dark. I'm going to say Happy Gilmore 2.
A new
Okay.
movie like that? I didn't even see that
I
movie.
can't even think of Netflix
movies right
originals
now.
to
Yeah,
even
I
make
can't
them.
either.
I'm like overstimulated.
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. It wasn't long ago at all.
That's what, my question
That's
was,
what I'm
is it
thinking
gonna-
is that.
is it going
It
to be
was not
recent
long
as well?
ago at all.
Can I Google Netflix?
Yeah, can I Google just Netflix
Or
originals?
I'm not spending ages on this. This is not a segment or a game.
I can't think of Netflix movies.
I'll sit in silence.
If you Google Netflix movies and it comes up, you know what movie it is. So if you see it, you'll know it's that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my
It
brain,
came out in the last 12 months.
my brain is screaming Avatar. That's not
That's not a Netflix movie.
original.
Netflix movie.
That's
Man,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
getting too flustered. Stop overthinking it. Alice is coming with a movie. It came out in the last 12 months. Very popular movie. Clearly. But I didn't know it was that popular.
It's gotta be
Oh.
a kid's movie, right?
Um,
Better not cut off.
Isn't the K-pop Demon Hunters?
It was K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
I'm
K-pop
guessing
Demon
that's a
Hunters.
kid's movie. It's cartoon.
110% of views.
I've never seen
That's
it.
absolutely insane.
Wow.
Straight from his mouth. This is Brad Pitt. Listen.
It took me to my adult years or leaving home where I could really try on something different for myself. That was Satanism. It's working out really well.
All laughing.
I made a pact. The movie came out, so
Oh, he's just joking, you say? It's so funny how they all joke about the exact situation.
I
even
wasn't at the
fact.
party.
Once they get in, there's only one way
I
out.
left
And I'll
at
show you in a
10.
second. Isn't it wild how none of the celebrities, like none of them, are talking about any of these files or anything going on with that? And it's also funny how leaders around the world are continually talking about American and their Satanism, right? Not like we trust them either. Would you like me to tell you the reason for the deafening silence from the entertainment industry and why it's basically all of them? Totally not related at all whatsoever. Once you go into the Pizza Hut, there's no way out of the Pizza Hut. There's actually only one way, and it's to be basically not related alive. Do you remember when this whole Ellen DeGeneres and her girlfriend thing happened and they had the ambulance and
It's crazy.
someone came back to life? Back to life? There's a contract and there's an oath and there is no breaking that contract. Even if they wanted to, they won't. And if they did, you know how the story goes.
Yeah, see, after the Epstein files and Diddy allegations, listen, I'm not going for none of that. You know what I'm saying? This right here, clearly a camera's watching you and taking pictures, bro.
I just learned something messed up about glitter. Now you have to know it too. Listen to me here. Hold on. Hold on. Glitter. Glitter, they had glitter in ancient Egypt. They had glitter in, like, the ancient Mayans had glitter. The Mayans and the Egyptians independently from one another developed glitter. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe we've always made glitter because they found glitter in 30,000-year-old cave paintings. They had glitter. Doesn't that seem wrong? Sometimes something is true, but it seems wrong. Like how there were people named Tiffany in the Middle Ages. You know? Hold on. It's like, Tiffany doesn't churn butter. Tiffany goes to the mall. Tiffany puts on body glitter. I guess she does.
This is insane, you guys. This is a live shot of the crowd at NBA All-Star, and this is actually
prices of
smack
this,
dab in the middle of Saturday night. This was right before the final round of the Shooting Stars Challenge. I don't even know if this place was 50% full. Remember when I told you guys last year that it was also like this in San Francisco? A lot of you guys were saying like the ticket prices were just too high. So I checked prices for the game tomorrow, and these are insane.
Look at that, y'all. And mind you, they don't even try. There's zero competitiveness. Back in the day, they used to get competitive, y'all. They used to go one on one, and they go back and forth. I used to love watching NBA All Star Weekend back in the day, like when I was in high school and stuff. But look at now, it's not. I don't even waste my time watching it. But now they don't even get competitive. Look at that. $800 tickets is the cheapest. $745 is the cheapest ticket for a crappy seat. That is ridiculous.
Highest level, $1,000. The cheapest ticket that I saw was $745 each, and it's literally like the last row
Then
in
you got
the
to
arena.
pay all the
Look at
fees.
this, you guys. This is the top level, $7,000 a ticket. The very top level,
Like, who's-
also $1,000 here. And there's nothing in the 100 section that's less than $2,000. But no wonder hardcore NBA fans in both the Bay Area and Los Angeles can't go to these events. This is supposedly a good deal. All-Star never used to be like this. It was sold out. Like every event used to be completely sold out and packed, even the celebrity game. And I feel like the last time we saw a really good crowd was in Indianapolis. I don't know what exactly needs to happen, but firstly, we need to figure out a way to get
those
these ticket
damn
prices down
prices.
so real basketball fans can enjoy basketball.
Like, it's a damn shame. You got a budget just to take your kids to watch a football game, right? I want my, hey, I'm a Cardinal fan. I get a lot of backlash from you guys about that, but I grew up. I went with my dad to the games. He took me to my first game, and I fell in love with the Cardinals, y'all. So I want to do that with my sons, right? But you got a budget now just to go and buy some nachos and a hot dog and a pop for them. You got a budget for that. Parking's out the roof, out the butt for parking. And then the game is expensive. Then the hot dogs, the nachos, the fries is all expensive. The burger, the ballpark food is just, they're making it so you can't even go and enjoy a game no more, y'all. Can't even do the most American thing. Go out there and enjoy a baseball game. And they make it difficult now.
I just wanted
Greed.
to say I am so sorry for what is happening in
Goodness freaking
Minneapolis and our country, really, but specifically Minneapolis right now because it's where I shot my last stand-up special, and everybody there couldn't have been more lovely. I shot it there because they say it's the happiest city in America, and I found that to be true. So my thoughts and my prayers are going out to everyone, and I'm proud of everyone who's protesting peacefully, and I am sorry for anyone who has been hurt just for protesting, for doing what you should be doing. Anyway, I just sending love.
Did you know California was once an island? This 1668 map actually talks about it and in detail. It's kind of crazy. I find old maps, I find anomalies like this, and I dive in. So right here, they show the island of California, and right next to it, the Red Sea. That's what it was called before. And over here, we have documentation on it, actually. This California was this California in times was thought to be a part of the continent, and so made in all maps, but by further discoveries was found to be an island. Long 1,700 leagues. Huh. Check that out. So let me know what you think, if you have ever seen California as an island or knew it was an island before, or what you think of that. If you'd like a link to this map, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to shoot it over to you. Also, look at that. San Francisco from Mr. Francis Drago, not from St. Francis. Very interesting as well. Comment, let me know what you think. Thank you for the support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And as always, until next time.
The whole parasite game is a fraud, big time.
Wow, why?
If you get a parasite, it doesn't live with you on a monthly, yearly basis for years, keeping you sick. You get a parasite and you're the parasite. That's it. You die or the parasite dies. So people get parasites all the time, but they gets killed off by their own body all the time. You go to a restaurant, you get a bad meal, you barfed one time, you got some diarrhea, you got a parasite of some kind. You got foodborne illness, you got a parasite. You got a toxic foodborne illness. 5 days later, you're feeling better, you're cleaned up, you barfed a couple of times, you're getting back into action, it got killed off. If it stays
poisoning
there,
is the
you barf
worst.
and barf and barf. It doesn't get killed off yet. You barf, you barf, you barf until you die.
You know what generational wealth is, nigga?
Test.
You actually do, because your family is rich. You witnessed
How
this
would you
shit
know?
firsthand. I know your dad. Huh? I know your dad
See,
personally.
these people, these people, y'all.
How do you know the nigga? I don't know the nigga. That don't even make sense. But listen though, your dad though, I know your dad personally. I see your dad hella times.
60 seconds. What the hell did I just witness? I'm going over some of the Venezuelan footage that's just now being released to the public on TikTok and social media. You can view it for yourself. And I'm looking at this one particular clip. And it's the very beginning of the strike, the push against the people, okay? And you see in the very beginning, you see these rockets coming out of the sky. But above it, it's like you see this black leading edge of what it looks like to be a massive spacecraft. Way, 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 way above in the upper atmosphere, firing these rockets at these key specific locations. And then all of a sudden, after the rockets hit their targets, these helicopters start coming into play. Remember when Trump talked about our capability and how advanced it is? You guys, that's it.
Malcolm Jawan Warner knew too much. Didn't nobody hear DMX crying, nigga? Y'all not seeing a pattern in this shit? And y'all remember DMX went on stage right before he made it. He read to us at the park. He was reading his life out to us. Nobody even paid. I sit there and looked at DMX like this because I done been in I'm a DMX fan myself. And when I look in his eyes, I can see his pain. And he cried to us about something. Guess what? He was dead the next couple of days. The interview went viral. Malcolm Jawan Warner, something that y'all don't know. If y'all want to look this up.
Now he's talking about the guy from Family Matters that drowned, went into a riptide or whatever. That's who he's talking about.
I'll pay attention to this piece. Do everybody remember who Urkel was? Anybody remember Steve Urkel? What's the show called that Steve Urkel played in?
Family Matters.
Family Matters. Appreciate you, Louis. There's a show called Family Matters that Urkel played in. Guess who best friend that was? Malcolm Jawan Warner. That was his best friend. I can see that. I can see their characters bidding together and then becoming friends for the rest of their life because they was cool like that. A very disturbing message that he got right before this man died. He might not even release it to the public. But don't worry about it. Go do your homework. Look up Steve Urkel, whatever they call him in his real name. And he knew the secret.
Lil White.
It's Lil White. Anybody that know what they don't know, see, one thing you got to learn about Lil Wayne them and all these professional people, they know what they don't want us to know. They know these things. They done witnessed this shit. They done went through them doors. They done took them sacrifices. They done sacrificed a loved one and killed out somebody here and fucked up their whole family just for rags and riches. How the fuck you ain't gonna be rich for your life, bitch? You don't sacrifice no life. You gotta give us something that you love or something that you love. And now, bitch, don't want your dog, ho. What about your mama? No, not my mama. Well, that's what we want. You gotta act like you don't love her. Jennifer Hudson came home and gave her whole goddamn family up.
She did, y'all.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let y'all soak in that for a minute. I don't want to say Honeycomb Beach fuck goddamn me grandma and dad, grandpa. But right before he made the song, he said I was putting granddad in the trash bag. What's up? Didn't nobody hear that lyric? Grandma got mad at me because she called me bagging granddad in a trash bag. Where'd they find granddad in? Burned up in a house with a trash bag over his mother. Shh. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking. Some things you ain't got to goddamn eat. Some things just ain't a coincidence. How do you drown? How do your wife go? My bad, y'all. When I do my homework, I do my homework. As soon as they said Malcolm Jamal wanted to drown swimming in the ocean, got took under the currents. Well, let me let y'all know, for all you scientists and biologists, all you storm raiders and go do your homework. When you get taken under a current, bitch is not gonna find you, ho. Bitch just ain't watch this. How you gonna wash up on shore where you swimming in? My bad. How you gonna die swimming, drown swimming? Let me say this again. How you gonna drown swimming?
On accident.
How you gonna leave a message somewhere and say I'm gone? But how is your wife gonna go take money out your thing and don't even let your kids see the family before you do what you do? They already had the man. Hurry up and bury him real quick. Go check the finance parts of this about. Go look and see what happened before he got drowned.
Follow the
Who
money.
went and got money out of what account? Switched this account over to this right here right before the man get killed. Who do that? Only some. I told you I do interrogations, y'all. I do my whole homework.
Follow the money usually leads you to the truth, y'all. So same with that Guthrie thing. Might find some things if you follow some money, some accounts. I don't know, I'm just saying. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing, y'all. We're starting to grow. The goal this year of 2026 is to hit that 100,000 subscriber mark, y'all. That's the goal. Appreciate everyone that's hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody that's here watching now, right? You guys made it all the way through. We got an hour banger in. I'm super tired. Baby woke up at 4. Usually, I'm like, I was up at 3:30. I was up wide awake. I was just laying in bed, right? I was just waiting for my 5 o'clock alarm to go off. He woke up at 4. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm just going to stay up. My alarm goes off another hour. I'm going to go down there, enjoy some YouTube, drink my coffee, because I don't get to do that no more, right? Baby stayed up. Baby didn't want to go back to sleep. Baby was wide awake and laughing and smiling. So he barely went back to bed at 6 o'clock. Got up here, did the video with you guys, banged it out, got the rest of the day. Another ugly day. Yesterday we had winds upwards of 65 miles an hour. Dusty. My yard's a mess. It's already windy out. It's ugly again today. I think tomorrow it's going to be ugly again on Friday, and then it's going to start clearing up, and we're going to have some nice 70-degree days, y'all. So we just got to weather the storm, and the sunshine always comes out. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good day. This is Segovia. I'm signing down the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Later.